Hey, New Jersey, are you looking to build with the best? Reuther Materials has been proudly serving New Jersey since 1927. For nearly a century, they've supplied top-quality building materials to help bring projects to life. Whether it's a backyard upgrade or a major commercial build, trust the name that's built on experience, reliability, and unmatched customer service. Reuther Building Materials. Building New Jersey, one project at a time. Be sure to check them out in Succossana or North Bergen. Let's get into the episode.
Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
I'm Josh Chomick.
I'm Jimmy Parks.
And I'm Jordan Morris.
Wow. That's what you call a full house. We're gonna click a button over there?
No, I had the fader ready.
Oh, shoot. I screwed up.
You know what we should have played right there? The Full House theme song.
Should I start over?
Nah, I think that was perfect.
We were going to do this thing where we do the intro.
You forgot.
And then we want to highlight a local Jersey band every now and again when we find one we love. And I forgot to. I forgot to do my job.
I think this is the perfect transition.
So without further ado, this is Sun Fade. Let's check them out. Not bad music from Sunfade. Should we hit a little chorus on this? What do you think? Or should we just let it ride out in the background? We'll talk about it.
Let it ride out in the background. People can check them out.
So why do we bring this up? Well, it's Steven, our buddy.
Islin, New Jersey native.
Islin, New Jersey on
Shout
the
out
map.
Islin.
Finally.
I just saw them sold out show, Bowery Ballroom.
Yeah, Jimmy and I went to their show on Friday night.
Turn that up. Let's hear the chorus a little bit. And cut. Awesome band, guys. So wait, the reason I wanted to do that, beyond the fact that we're highlighting Jersey music, and Steven's in the band, our buddy.
Yeah.
You guys' weekend recap. You guys went to New York to check out a band.
Yeah.
When was that? Friday night?
Friday night.
Yeah, we went to
The Bowery Ballroom.
Bowery Ballroom.
You know what I think is always very, very cool? When I see my friends' bands playing on stages that like massive bands have also played on.
Bowery's a cool little venue.
Yeah. Like Bowery Ballroom, it's a small venue, but still like...
It's a legendary spot.
Yeah, like
Everyone
Green
knows
Day has
Bowery.
played there. Like huge bands, so...
And it was a great show.
It was a great show.
I'm very proud of my boys. If you haven't listened to them, look up Sunfade on Spotify, YouTube, everywhere you listen to music. They're incredible.
That song was called Keep Up.
And on top of that, we ran into some other friends there too, which is unexpected. So that was really cool.
Yeah, you got to catch up with some
John and
friends.
Steph.
Shout out to like the old New Jerseyans who moved to New York and they never come back to Jersey anymore. So it's those friends
Nice.
in your life.
Nice. We all have people like that. That's usually what happens. I think we're the weird ones for sticking around.
Yeah, but they'll be back eventually.
We not only stick around, we made a podcast about it. And that's why we're back here on the Garden State.
And that's why we got these new shirts that say Jersey Forever.
Yeah, Jersey Forever.
Yeah, now we're stuck in Jersey forever.
New merch in the store, new colorway of Jersey Forever.
Brand
My
new.
favorite colorway. And I say this about every piece of merch we make because we just get better and better. I gradually like everything more and more and more.
That's what I was saying on the live stream the other night. I was like, we just constantly change different colors, different looks, because it's boring to keep the same old thing. Once we sell something out, we're going to make something brand new, something fresh. And now the denim Jersey Forever is absolutely fire.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
And it's available in our store, thegardenstate.com. You can get it right now.
Is the font on this one bigger? I feel like it is.
No, I don't think so.
Same screen.
Same screen.
He must have kept the same screen.
Also, we restocked our green hoodies that people have been asking for.
Green hoodies are back.
Our top seller. So they're back.
Love it. Yeah, so we're restocking our merch. We're trying to keep the machine rolling here. We sold out a lot right before Christmas and lots of hats in stock as well. So you can check that out, thegardenstate.com. But gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. Like I said in the opening, this is like a full house. The quadruple threat. Jordan is here again with us.
2 weeks in a row.
At the mic. Jordan, how you doing?
Absolutely wild.
Doing great.
Are you still engaged to my sister?
I am, as far as I know.
Weird.
Wait, have we said that on the podcast before? Did
I
people
did.
know that?
I did say he proposed to my sister.
That's the thing, though.
It's
He
kinda
just hangs
awkward.
out with your sister and never sees you. It's crazy.
Dude, you think you know a guy.
You
and
think
then
he'd come over,
tries
see
to
June,
marry
and,
your sister. Ugh.
I met her first, though.
Really?
No, not actually.
Did you?
No,
You met me first?
for sure.
Wait, really?
You may have met her first.
Actually, I don't know.
You guys, I mean, she's been friends with your sister for years.
Yeah.
So this is, okay. Well, regardless, I allow it. I allow you to be here.
When you look at Josh across the table in his
don't
eyes,
say that. Dude, why'd you have that's so freaking
Josh,
weird.
I don't know what you're thinking. I was going somewhere else, but how was
keep
Florida,
going.
Josh? You were out of state this week.
I did a little business trip.
Strictly business.
Down to Amelia Island on the east coast of Florida, just over the Florida Georgia line.
Gabagool.
Yeah, I left Jersey. Any of you guys have ever heard of Amelia Island?
No.
It's it's just pretty, I don't know, it's in Florida.
It's kind of like the equivalent to like Long Beach Island, right? It's like it's kind of right
kind-
along the coast. It looks like that.
right along the coast, really beautiful, but it was cold. And I thought Florida
really?
I thought Florida was going to be nice and warm, but it was like
What was it, like 60s?
No. It was like 40s.
Really?
During the day?
Yeah, it was windy and cold the
Sheesh.
No
whole
way.
time.
This Arctic blast, it's hitting everyone.
But it was a good, I haven't been to Florida in a bit, so it was a good little business trip, little work trip.
And I had the honor of picking him up from the airport.
Josh dropped me and picked me. Oh, by the way, I will say, since we're on the podcast, Terminal A
So nice, right?
at Newark Airport. Holy smokes, they knocked it out of the park. It is, Jimmy, have you been?
Oh, yeah, a few times.
Beautiful, Jim.
Did you
Beautiful.
take the trivia?
Oh, no. Don't you also have photos in?
There's one photo that's in there.
I forgot to look for it.
There's
You
one.
that you took.
There's one that I've been able to find.
So I flew out of Terminal A, which is, if you guys, to the listeners, we should get a United Airlines promo. We should get them to like sponsor us so we could always just promote Terminal
Dude,
A.
that'd be so
It is
great.
United Hub.
It's the
Newark.
United Hub. Yeah, we
Yeah.
should see if, I'm going to reach out to them and see if we can make a video about it.
Yeah.
Because they'd probably let us stop by.
Until they send you back to Terminal C.
Okay, so I flew back into Terminal C.
Yeah.
And I will say, very big difference. Terminal C is not terrible.
Terminal B, though.
I thought
Ugh.
Terminal
Yeah.
C was the main United hub, though.
That's
in
what I
Newark.
thought too.
I don't know.
I'm just
Thought
saying
they don't
Newark
fly
in
out of
general
A.
is the United
Like
Hub.
C is like mostly all United.
Well, regardless, what I will say is Terminal C was not bad. It's just like a step behind Terminal A. Terminal
Yeah.
A is crazy. And do you guys ever play the game? I know I did text you guys about this. You ever play the game when you're landing and you just, like 10 minutes before landing, you try to figure out where you are
My
in New Jersey?
favorite part.
Every time
It's
I
so
fly,
much fun.
dude.
And
Like, are we the only ones? I feel like. Do you think other people do
I
that?
think-
I do it every flight.
I think it's a guy thing. I think it's like the Lewis and Clark part of our brain being unlocked, trying to map out where am I right
Because the
now.
perspective is so different up there.
Yeah, and the thing that annoys me is I always think I figured out where I am. I'm like, oh, there's the Rockaway Mall,
Yep.
and then I'm like, oh, I'm in Bayonne right now. Like,
Yep.
That happened to me. It was also the sun just set, so it was dark out, but I was convinced. I was like, I think I'm over over Parsippany. You know where the big reservoir is off 287?
Yeah.
I was like, that's what I'm looking at. Like, that's the only thing I could figure. And then I was at the Woodbridge Mall.
Wow.
So I knew it was at the Woodbridge Mall because I could see it. I could see the jewelry exchange building. You know?
Yeah. That one's an easy one to spot from the plane.
Yeah, it's easy. That was like, Bush League, I guess.
How have they not made an app yet where you could stick your phone through the window to like look down like you're taking a photo and it tells you exactly where you are on a map?
The issue is that's the worst part of the flight as far as service goes because I never have service. Takeoff and landing stink.
Even with Wi-Fi, like when you buy Wi-Fi?
I feel like their Wi-Fi doesn't kick in on takeoff until they take the seatbelt sign off, like until you're at altitude.
True. And
Yeah.
like when you're landing, it's starting to come off.
Yeah. But I will say, shout out to United, I brought my iPad, and if you go on like their little URL website they have, like I didn't even have to connect to their Wi-Fi. I just went on the little website they had, entire library of movies. I watched Lord of the Rings for the first time in 20 years.
Dude, it's
Nice.
great.
Excellent. Bring an iPad on a plane. So worth it, unless you're flying first class. But I know Josh Chomik's bougie like that.
He always
No,
flies
yeah, I
first
always do
class.
that with my phone usually. Yeah, because
No,
like a lot of the
dude,
things-
get an old
I know, 'cause
iPad
it
just for
needs-
flying.
it's bigger.
It's so much better.
Have you guys ever flown first class?
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah, the best, man. I had the beds to
Really?
Cali.
What?
Yeah, once in my life, I got like the ones where you could lay out in first class, and it was a 6-hour flight too, so it was
Sick.
awesome.
That's amazing.
And I guess I got upgraded to it for like $5 too.
How long ago was that?
It's maybe 6 years ago. It was like before COVID.
So on my way back, I told Chomik this because he was picking me up. I got on the wait list for an earlier flight, and I didn't think I was going to get in. And lo and behold, I got a
Got
seat
it?
that was better than all my coworkers were on the flight, and they booked that flight.
That's amazing.
And I was way better. Like my seat was closer to the front, so I just lucked out.
Economy plus.
I guess it probably was economy plus
Is it a
because
little
I
softer?
booked basic. No, it was all economy. I booked basic.
It was a small
economy.
plane too, so I don't even know if they have that. on that plane.
Flying is amazing because it's really like gambling. Because sometimes the most unlucky things happen to you, And sometimes the most amazingly lucky things happen to you.
All the time.
Like it's one or the other.
Yeah.
You're going to lose your bag and your flight's going to be canceled. And you're like my coworker is flying from Australia. The tire on his plane popped on the runway.
No.
And they had to unload and have the pit crew at the airport come out and swap the tire. Or
Can happen to anyone.
or you get upgraded to first class.
My favorite thing though is poor man's first class.
What's that?
It's when you have a whole row to yourself.
Yeah, I love that too.
That's pretty sweet.
Even like a seat next to you open is amazing.
Yeah.
But when you get the whole 3, ooh,
Oh, I had an issue on the way to Florida.
you threw up.
No, I was sitting next to somebody that I'll say this the kindest way I can,
Oh no.
which I have an issue with saying things nicely. Let's just say this person probably needed 2 seats. And I have a herniated disc in my back. I was leaning to the right the whole 2.5 hours. By the time we got ready to land,
Did you say something?
no, because I was trying to be polite, but towards the end, I started to get angry, like
No,
indignant.
dude.
I started to dig my elbow over a little bit. But what was this person going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna say to him? Just
They couldn't. It wasn't like it was their arm.
Was
it was
it
their.
a guy or a girl?
I was trying to be a gentleman. I'll
Okay.
leave it at that.
No, I was about to say, because sometimes it's like if they're in your spot, just like lean over, use it, like lean on them.
Just on their shoulder.
Yeah, like, why
Well,
not?
the issue was it was a married couple,
Oh, this has happened to me before. And
they
you're in
were-
the middle.
dude. And the whole flight, they were looking at how the flight has that little pamphlet with like,
Yeah.
spots to go, food to eat, and they were seeing what they could get at the restaurant with their points, with their flyer miles. They like literally spent like an hour talking about it. I was like, guys. I don't even have a seat right now. Like, can we talk about something else, please? Is that messed up to say?
No.
It was just so like, I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe this is my life.
That's well, you haven't flown in a few years. You need that treatment. You can't just get a beautiful seat after not flying for 4 years. You know, you got to go through it, Josh.
I didn't want to be, there was not an ounce of me. They were wonderful people.
At least you weren't in a middle
Wonderful
seat.
people.
At least you weren't in a middle seat.
I would have,
There's nothing, dude.
that's happened
refuse
to
to
me
be in the
before.
middle seat, no matter who I'm next to. I can't be in a middle seat.
I was flying home from Salt Lake City, and similar situation to you, but this couple booked purposely a seat on the aisle, seat on a window, and left the middle open. I got the middle seat.
I would have dug my elbows into their.
Yeah, because people are hoping
their
that like
guts.
that spot doesn't get taken,
Yeah.
so they have the free seat.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. Go ahead, Jimmy. Say what
No,
you're
no, no.
gonna say.
I'm
should
just going
stop
to go
talking.
off topic here.
I just think, it was. I try to be thoughtful to those around me in all situations in life. They should have booked another chair. I'm sorry. My back was killing me the entire flight, and I did nothing wrong.
And
I was just in my chair.
Was it a packed flight? Like were there empty seats?
Yes.
anywhere?
Here's the worst part. I didn't know
because usually they'd let you like switch a
Josh,
seat.
hold on. It gets worse. I didn't know I booked basic economy. I didn't know there was a difference. This is how often I fly between
dude,
economy and basic.
You can't do that. You got to
I
pay the
was
extra
row
$40.
36D, which is the aisle in the last row in front of the bathroom.
You can't lean back.
And I couldn't recline. My body was cricked to the right, and it smelled like a bathroom the entire flight. It was like I just was like,
It's a blessing and a curse because it's like you have the aisle, so you can use the bathroom whenever you want, right?
Yeah.
And you could go talk to the flight attendants whenever you want, stretch your legs, get some free snacks, but you might have to deal with some bathroom stench.
Yeah, and I did ask for extra snacks because I was the last person. They were like, oh, but they ran out of the chocolate option, so I had to get the pretzel bag. And I was like, can I have another bag?
Not a bad option though.
And then I crushed a Diet Coke, and it was all right. You know, you
Nice
have to
DC.
sometimes you need Diet Coke fixes a lot of stuff, but lovely people, wonderful people. I'm sure they're a fabulous couple, but I don't want to fly next to them again.
I want to go back to something that you said at the way beginning of the story, right? When you're about to land, you're looking around, figuring out where you are.
Yeah.
What percentage of senior in high school New Jerseyans do you think could look at a map of New Jersey and exactly pinpoint where they live in the state?
A map, you're saying like the paper map we have on the wall here? Or you're saying like if they were flying over their house?
No. I'm saying you give them Google Maps
Yeah.
and you say zoom into your house. How many could do it?
I think
I mean,
what
I would-
percentage? 10%.
Wait, 10% can do it?
Yeah.
So you're saying 90% of high school seniors can't pinpoint where they live on a map?
If you give them an unmarked map, is that what you're saying? Like
Yeah.
just zoom into your house on the map, unmarked, find your house.
What, you think it should be higher or lower?
No, I think it would be higher. Like, is that hard?
I'm
I
in
mean, I would think
agreement.
it'd be a little
I'm
higher.
in agreement with Sobo.
I'd say maybe more like 30%. I think
I think it's way low.
Maybe it's higher.
Is this
I
hard
guess
to do? Like, what? Why is it such a low percentage?
I guess
think?
if you were if you were able to find a main marker near your house, but I think a lot of kids.
Like, do they have roads and stuff to base off where they are? Or you're saying a blank map
If
with
it's a
nothing
map,
on
nothing's labeled. You have to zoom in and find your house. You could zoom around.
But like, do you see like where the highways are and stuff or no?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's
Oh, easy.
No, I say if the highways are marked, it makes it very easy. If nothing is labeled,
I think unlabeled, but obviously you can see the roads.
Well, you can see them, yeah, sure, but they're not going to be labeled Garden State Parkway
Correct.
78.
I would say
Turnpike.
like 40% of a senior in high school.
I think kids are. I think we're the last generation that wasn't wholly dependent on technology.
Interesting.
Like, here's the other thing: how many? This is something you guys should look into. And if someone's listening to the podcast and you have a teenager, kids don't get their licenses anymore. Like
What are you talking about?
Like they delay the number of kids
Yeah.
I've met that are 18 and they don't have a license. Our generation, you counted down the
everyone
days.
wanted to drive.
yeah.
You would go with the morning of your driver's test. You'd go to the DMV, and I remember I came in. Some kid bit my driver's license. Best day of my life. You know,
And what, now kids don't even care to drive?
Yeah, they
They-
just don't care.
How are they getting around?
They don't.
Have their friends drive them?
Yeah,
or
they don't. Where do they
Uber,
gotta go?
Bikes?
They're on.
You could do everything at home.
Go to Target. I don't know, Walmart. You know,
But that's what I'm saying is we're the last generation that love to just, hey, let's just go for a drive. Like,
Yeah.
but you get all your friends. Like Josh used to have a minivan.
And I would
and
drive
we would
everyone.
stack like 8 people, probably like 10 people in this minivan.
It was the dream.
We
It was
drive to the
dream.
Bridgewater Mall. We just would do stupid stuff. Go to Guitar Center. Like, I don't know. It was just what you would do.
Yeah, like we would just go drive and see where it took us. And that's what the fun we had when we were young.
And I do think there are kids that still do this, but I think they're the outliers.
Sad, man.
I think the majority of kids are.
We're the last of a dying breed.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cliche because every generation thinks that.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have the technology thing going on. So, what do you think, Jordan,
About what?
about the Zoomers driving?
I don't know. They just have zero interest in driving. I think it's just because you could get everything at home now. You need something
Yeah.
from the store, you just order from Amazon.
But how do you hang out with your friends
So
now?
boring. Like, why don't you want to
Just
go
play
out?
video games.
You could hop online and talk to them.
You hop
Well, that's
online.
guys, but like, do girls play video games religiously like that?
No, but I feel like they'll just scroll social media instead.
Yeah,
But guys,
maybe.
like you just hop on Discord, go on whatever game you're playing, and then
That's true.
It's a different
no
world.
reason to
I mean,
meet
like
up anymore.
we played video games constantly as teenagers, but like the moment I got my license and I had that freedom to leave my house, I was out, man.
Same.
All the time. I didn't want to be home. I wanted to go out.
Man, Josh was a great bad influence on me because he would drive everywhere.
Yeah.
He'd be like, let's go to the beach. It's 3 a.m. And like, we'd all get in his car and drive to the beach at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
We're like 17.
It's the best.
It's good times.
It was good times.
All right, let's dive into the mailbag. We're getting too sentimental here. I think we've lost some of the listeners. We got 2 awesome mailbags this week that I want to listen to.
A bunch of people called in, but
A
we only have
lot.
time for 2 because we have a lot of stories.
Oh my goodness, we got a lot of great calls. And maybe we should do a little I know we always say we should do a mailbag episode, but we got to catch up because I feel bad that people are calling in and we're not getting to all of them.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think the
it-
only way to repair that though is a mailbag episode.
Yeah. So this first caller is actually a response to a call we got last week from a guy named Dan. Do you want to give the number, Josh? Should we play the jingle or should we just tell it to the listeners? What are you feeling?
Yeah, well, I actually should play that jingle that the dude called in last week because that was pretty phenomenal. Remember when he called? Yeah.
Should I play that right now? Should I find it?
908 67 99 99 3.
Post production, baby.
That was awesome. He has a great voice, doesn't he?
Dude, the best.
All right.
So yeah, that's the number if you want to call into the mailbag. Let us know your thoughts and opinions and keep it nice and short and sweet so we can get some more mailbags.
Great. All right, let's check out this call.
Garden State, what's up, baby? It's your boy Al from Ogdensburg, weekly listener. You know what's up. I'm calling because I heard that guy Dan from Kearney, and he's over here complaining, talking about New Jersey Transit did this, did that, but he messed up. Yes. All you got to do is use your Apple Pay or use your Google Pay, whatever you got. It's not that hard, bro. I did that the first time when I was using my commuter card, and then I just put my commuter card on my digital wallet, and I started paying through Apple Pay, and that never, ever happened again. So there you go. That's your answer, bro. I'm not leaving a 3-minute message. Peace, y'all.
All right. Well,
What a response to
just a
Danny from
response to
Kearney.
Dan from Kearney.
Basically telling Danny to get his stuff together.
Yeah, get your act together, Dan. All right. Well, let's. I thought that was just a good retort. Let's go on to another call. This is coming in from Hawaii.
Hey boys, it's Joe, one from Hawaii. Originally from West Long Branch, New Jersey, over there in Monmouth County. Just giving you guys a call. Wanted to say thank you for your podcast. You know, being so far away from home, it's a nice little touch to be reunited with some of the news and stuff that happens when I can't reach out to my family or anything like that. Just want to say keep it going. It's a great thing. Really motivates me out here when I'm at work. Being out in the military is hard to get that touch back home, but listening to you guys really brings it back. So I just wanted to say thank you. Hope you guys got that care package I sent you. Some goods over here from Hawaii for my unit and stuff like that. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks again for that podcast.
Thank you for the call, Joe.
Thank you
Joe,
for your
the call.
service.
Josh.
Why are you looking at me like that?
We need to check the P.O. box.
What do you mean?
Oh, what is this?
What do you mean?
Did you open it already?
What do you mean?
Oh, we got the package right here from him.
The care package that Joe just mentioned in the mailbag, he sent this to our P.O. box. I don't know what it is.
Joe.
Let's open it.
See, you actually thought for once. I'm so bad with this stuff. I rip stuff open. Do you have a knife on you?
Yeah.
I forgot my Leatherman. Oh, you got yours. Very nice.
Do the honors.
All right, let's crack this open live on the pod. And
This is
see.
Oh
exciting.
yeah. Thank you for the call, Joe. Thank you for your service. Thank you for sending us this care package to our P.O. box.
Josh, what's our P.O. box if people want to mail us stuff?
That's a good question. I'll put it in the description. I think it's like 1613. I'll put it in the description if you want to send us stuff. We're never asking for anything though.
Yeah, you could put it in the. Oh, also, I was going to say before we open this.
Yeah.
We have to put in our podcast description. This is a production note that I'm just going to throw in here.
Yeah.
You can tag handles now. So you could do like, when people click about the podcast, like at Josh Sobo, and it's hyperlinked to our like socials.
Oh, so each are individual socials.
Yeah,
if
you could
people
do,
want
like-
to follow us?
Yeah, if people want to follow us.
Listen, guys, I'll tag each of our individual social media handles in the description of this pod if you want to follow us. That's a great idea, Josh.
All right, let's check out what Joe sent us from Hawaii.
Sick.
Oh, we got a nice little trucker hat.
Nice.
What does it say? What does it say?
Hawaii, aloha. That's
Nice.
sweet. Let's put it right here for the rest of the pod.
That's beautiful. Whoa, there's so much in here.
Whoa.
What is that?
It looks like,
It's like a cup or like
is
a
there
vase?
a lid? It looks like what was Rocket Power?
Uncle Tito.
Uncle Tito. It looks like something he would drink out of. I'll put this right in the front. I really like that. Very cool.
We got the military police sticker.
Okay.
Sick.
Love it. Love it. What else does he get us?
We got a Vanguard pin.
Oh, sweet. So let's figure out what this pin is that he sent us. This is a military police crest. Very, very cool. So this guy's
Wait,
military police in Hawaii.
Whoa, dude, he sent us
Love it.
photos.
Really?
Of Hawaii. Look, that's him.
Oh, that's so sick.
Bro,
let me
Joe,
see, let me
this
see.
look,
Look,
dude,
he
he
sent us
sent
the
us
patch
photos.
too. Joe, we gotta hang this patch
sick.
on. Stick this patch on that soundboard, the panel behind you,
Joe sent
Jordan.
us so much. Oh, dude, we have to go through all these photos. These are sick.
Wow,
What is that?
this is sweet. Little bottle opener.
nice. Wait, he sent us $100.
And what a currency?
It's the Philippines,
Yeah,
right?
the Philippines currency.
Wow,
Sick.
100 pesos? I don't even know what these are called.
pesos.
This is the wrong way.
Yeah, so this is a coaster from the military police ball from September 2024.
No
Joe,
way.
shout out to you. Thanks for your
is
service,
that?
brother. Oh, that's sick. What is that?
Whoa.
That's an awesome shirt.
Look at
Is that
this.
patch part of it, or is that a separate?
No, it's just a separate patch.
Was
Dude, this is our
That's
best
sick.
package
Military
ever.
Police Brigade
Wow.
Watchdogs.
Sick.
I love that. I'm about to run the Jersey City Marathon wearing that.
Gosh, Joe, thank you so much for all this. This is incredible,
Joe,
man.
you're a legend. Thank you, brother. We got to figure out where we're
Whoa.
going to hang all this stuff.
Wait, where are we going to put this military police package?
Right on the sound panel behind Jordan.
Yo, throw this up there. That's awesome.
Velcro.
Thank you so much, Joe. This is such a great surprise.
We will.
Whoa, dude.
I love that you figured this out, Josh. You going to chop this up a little bit?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna clean this up. But yeah.
Okay.
Well, the backstory with Joe is he. I found out about Joe before he called into the mailbag because he always pops into the TikTok live streams.
Really?
Yeah. So he's purchased merch before from us.
Show the camera this for the.
He just bought some
Viewers.
more merch the other day.
Very
Dude,
cool.
He's the man.
I guess this would be like their emblem or like their crest or whatever. It's pretty.
What is this?
Sweet.
What's 100 of Filipino dollars
Let's find out right now.
equivalent to, or whatever that's called? It says PISO. Piso. It's not a peso.
Let's see if he made us
don't
rich. You ready to find out?
Maybe he sent us $1
be
million.
$8.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
$1.71.
Let's go.
Joe.
Thank you,
Not
Joe.
bad.
Oh, that's a tip for the podcast. We got to hang it somewhere.
Dude, freaking awesome,
I want to see
man.
these photos. This is actually sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, we could
So
pass
if
around the
you,
money.
yeah, I mean, I love it. I always say people should mail us patches, like if you're police, fire, whatever, EMT, military. Very, very, very cool photos.
The photos are the coolest part. Like we get to see a little part of Joe's life.
Joe, shout out to Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Very, very cool. Love it. I love that. That's awesome, man.
I'm like speechless after that. That was an amazing mailbag. Thank you for the call, Joe.
I didn't know you were going to do that, Josh. I thought you opened it already. I thought when I was looking at you, I thought you forgot the package.
I didn't want to open the package myself at the house. I was like, this is going to be perfect because I didn't know Joe called into the mailbag and mentioned that it was perfect. So perfect timing on Joe's end. That was awesome.
Awesome.
So do we put flowers in this or like is this to drink out? This is like a vase, right?
I guess it could be a vase or a
yeah.
stein. Looks like a stein almost.
What's
Like,
a stein?
it's not a stein, but a stein would be like a large German mug that they put beer in.
No, that looks more like a vase than a stein.
Maybe. We'll leave it right here.
So interesting.
Like the desk is littered with stuff. It's awesome.
Oh, before we get into the stories,
Yeah.
did you guys hear about like all the volcano talk this week?
No.
Did anyone hear about that?
Yeah, it's just this one kid on TikTok who,
Okay,
like,
there's TikToks blowing up. There's a girl who made a TikTok. It got over 1 million plays of saying there's a volcano in Jersey that's going to erupt, and people are freaking out. Everyone's asking me. They're like, "Can you talk about the volcano? What's going on with the volcano?"
This
and
is
there's
why-
actually nothing happening with this extinct volcano in Wantage, New Jersey.
this is why TikTok should be banned.
No, we need TikTok, but we'll get to that story later. But I just was curious if you guys heard anything because everyone's asking me about the volcano story, and we have an extinct volcano in Jersey that won't erupt for another 1 million years. And people, because this girl posted a TikTok, has over 100,000 likes. People are like freaking out now.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is why TikTok should be banned.
See,
It's the same as Instagram, Jimmy. Any social media.
This is why all social media should be banned. I think we'd all be better off because of it.
we'll talk about that in a second when we get into the TikTok story. We'll have a nice debate, Jimmy, you and I. We'll get into the
I
the
want to
meat and
see you guys
potatoes.
butt heads.
Well, because I get his perspective. I get it's very frustrating when you see people say ridiculous stuff.
Did you know there was a volcano in Jersey though or no?
No, I didn't.
Cool.
I say we go figure out how to make it not dormant anymore. And just start over.
It's extinct. We're going to bring it back to life?
Just drill a hole.
Doesn't work like that, bro.
All right, let's read the news for the week because this is a great week of news. The year is revving up. Last week got a little better than the week before.
Yeah.
And we are getting into the real New
roots.
Jersey news. So I'm getting excited here. First story of the day. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy has called for a statewide ban of cell phones in schools.
The parents are freaking out left and right. There's so many different takes on this whole entire story.
Yeah, I will say, and I could get flack for this, I think this is my favorite thing Phil Murphy's ever done.
I think the biggest.
I think it's the best idea
No,
Governor Phil Murphy
I
has
don't
ever
think
had.
kids should have phones either. I think the biggest thing I saw in our comment section when we posted the video, parents are just concerned if there's an emergency, how is their kid going to contact them? But how did we do it back in the day?
Well, the first thing to understand is if there's an emergency, what is your kid contacting you going to do?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's just going
That's
to
going to
create
freak
chaos.
more people out.
I respect parents' desire to want to be in communication with their kids, but I think you're, as the old saying goes, you're not seeing the forest from the trees.
Oh,
It's a good
Where
one.
did you just come up with that?
Yeah, ChatGPT.
powerful.
Here's why I say that. I think we are so inundated with the internet and social media that we're not seeing if you look at the data around kids committing suicide, mental health for kids, they're all depressed and anxious. And if you go on TikTok or Instagram, ironically, there are accounts that post videos from high schools 20 years ago, like videos that would have been my older siblings when they were graduating high school in 2007,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And these kids are like, oh, they look so happy and life is so good. And it's like, yeah, there's nostalgia there, but there's also the element of they didn't have phones.
They're not on a screen 24/7 out of the day.
They may have had like a flip phone or what was the one, the Sidekick?
Yeah,
Like,
Sidekick.
if you were
Yeah.
really cool. But they were not dopamine addicted drones. And I
Yeah.
think that,
It's time for a change, I think, dude.
yeah. And I mean, like if you want to have a conversation about your kid's safety, maybe we need to have a conversation about, hey, could flip phones be allowed in school? Great. Get your kid a flip phone then.
That'd be freaking awesome. Bring
That'd be
back
great.
the flip phones, bro.
Because then it's just for communication. It's for calling and sending a text where you have to use the 9-digit keyboard.
Dude, Tetris on my flip phone was fire. That was my game in math class.
What do you guys think? Do you think this is an overreach, a government overreach? I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea because even if there is an emergency, like we were saying earlier, and every kid starts contacting their parents, it's just going to cause chaos, I think. Yeah, like the parents are not going to be able to save the kid in the midst of an emergency. And also, let's figure out how to prevent those emergencies.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think you can't just say because there are. It's two separate issues. And you're conflating them into one. I think we got to figure out the school safety thing. Hopefully
the fact that you see a lot of high schools now, like there's a lot of them where kids can't have phones at all. Like they have to put them in those pouches all day.
Yeah.
And so that's an option that some districts are taking on right now.
Well, these are two modern issues. The school safety thing is a modern issue because in the 80s, for example, we didn't have concerns over school shootings. And at the same time, having 100% communication with your family at all times was never expected throughout all human history. And maybe there's a correlation between the two. When you think about, the mental health of kids where they're doing crazy stuff, amongst other things like psychotropic drugs and, there's the general unhealth of our nation, people being sick. You couple that with social media and the internet and access to craziness on the internet. I don't know. It kind of opens an interesting conversation there of are they connected in some way? The constant online culture of kids, like this, the girl that, the female that shot up this school a few months back. Remember that? What school just had up in, was that Minnesota?
Oh yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Minnesota or right near there, or Wisconsin or something.
Up north. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like obsessed with the Columbine shooters, and she had like a Twitter account where she would talk about like she'd wear the same band T-shirts they wore.
That's
and like,
so weird.
Just weird, But obviously there's a lot going on there. I'm not trying to say that's just the cause of cell phones. That's like people that say video games make you kill people. I'm not saying that's the case, but I think it's an interesting conversation for our culture to have a discussion about.
Yeah,
and I'm glad we're having it.
Everyone in our culture, other than not just kids, everyone should be off their phones more than they are. Everyone's addicted to their phones. I'm addicted to my phone. Adults are. It's a problem. So yeah, I think we should all work on, getting off our phones a little bit more.
Well, I think this is messy. I think we're living in a messy time where I get parents in our comments were on both sides were firing back and forth, arguing.
So many fights in the comments. And it's crazy.
It's messy. It's a messy conversation because we're living in a time, it's unprecedented. We haven't had this technology, this access to technology ever before in history, right? So it's a weird time to live in, and it's going to be messy. We're gonna maybe we overshot with giving a seventh grader an iPhone with TikTok on it. Maybe that was too much, and maybe we're gonna overreach the opposite way now and say, hey, no phones, and maybe we got to meet somewhere in the middle and figure out what that looks like. But I'm just happy the conversation's happening.
Do you like the idea of them having to put their phone in the pouch during class, and then when they're on their 4-minute break switching classes, they could have their phone in the hallway? Or do you think that's still too much?
I didn't have my phone I had my phone. I remember one time I pulled my phone out in the hallway and my principal saw me and yelled at me.
Oh, dude, it was game over if you got caught with a phone back in the day.
We did it. That was like 15 years ago. And maybe 12 years ago.
And that's the thing. We didn't have TikTok and stuff. So nowadays I can just see kids going on their phone, checking TikTok like on their breaks. It's too much.
I think, I don't want to sound like a boomer, but I think kids got to figure it out. There are people, like you said, we're all addicted to our phones. And we got to think about the longevity. We can't just think about what's good right now. We got to think about 20 years from now. Are these kids going to be, I was at the airport yesterday. There was a 2-year-old girl and she was watching brain rot YouTube videos. Some parents put videos. Since I have a kid now, I know what the YouTube circuit of content is like for kids.
Yeah.
There are videos that are literally just designed to get dopamine hits.
That's crazy.
It'll be like a ball bouncing around a maze. It's like so.
And they just give it to their kids so the kid shuts up.
Yeah,
and
so it's like a pacifier. You just watch. And I'm not going to judge those parents because at the same time, I know how hard it can be to control your kid, especially in an airport setting. But you got to think, what's going to happen to these kids when they get a little older, and
they're going to get hooked immediately on it.
Yeah. So let me read this article really quick because we're spending a lot of time on this, and we'll keep it rolling. Good piece of info. So here's what it says. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy is calling for a statewide ban on cell phone use in public schools for students in grades K through 12. Murphy called for the phone ban during his State of the State address, which, by the way, I didn't know we have a State of the State address.
Every year.
I do State of the Union.
Can it be called something cooler? Because State of the Union sounds epic, but State of the State just sounds wrong.
I kind of like State of the State. I think that's the funny part of it. It says state twice.
The New Jersey Round Table.
Well, it's not a round table, though.
How about
so that doesn't work.
The State of the Garden.
Oh, I like that.
The Garden of the State.
Whoa! Oh, all right, this is getting stupider.
I like that.
So it says, here's a quote from the Murph. He says, they are fueling a rise in cyberbullying And they're making it incredibly difficult for our kids not only to learn, but to retain the substance of what they learn. Honestly, is it any surprise that the rise in smartphone usage has coincided with a growing youth mental health crisis?
It's true.
I agree with him. And I know the Surgeon General said a few years ago that kids shouldn't get social media until they're 16 years old.
Yep. We talked about it.
And then there's also been many articles about major tech leaders, CEOs, and others saying things to the extent of they don't let their kids go on social media. So what does that tell us about what's going on?
Tells you everything you need to know about social media and how bad it is.
It's interesting. I think Jordan has a great take on this, though.
Well, I'm just curious how hard it is to control the phones in the classrooms. Because like you were talking, like when you were in school, like your principal saw it.
Yeah.
And like you got in trouble immediately. Like, do kids just not care about the
I think they
consequences,
just
or
have
is it
it
just
out.
like there's too many kids to control, or is it like they're too good
They
at
probably just
hiding
don't
it?
listen.
I think what happened was you got younger teachers and they didn't care as much, right?
They
Because-
let the standards slip, Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly.
I keep interrupting you. Finish your thought.
No. That's exactly what I was going to say. Right? Because the younger teachers, they're like, yeah, whatever, keep your phones out. Because there's only like the teachers, like your seasoned teachers who would like freak out. Like any of the younger teachers I had, they were like, yeah, keep your phone on your desk. I don't care.
What grade does your family member teach? I don't want to mention
grade.
names.
Third
So
grade.
do they have phones?
Not really, I don't think.
Yeah, I wouldn't think a third grader had like a
She
smartphone,
hasn't
but
said
maybe
it-
some of them.
Yeah, she hasn't said it's an issue.
So maybe it gets bad after like fifth grade.
Probably.
I think kids start getting phones in sixth grade. And I
Yeah.
think that's...
Yeah.
that's when I got my phone.
Middle
sixth grade.
school.
I got my first phone freshman year of high school.
But
Crazy.
what-
But I'm from a big family, so it's different.
So in our high school, the high school Josh and I went to, we didn't even have service in our school.
Really?
Like, yeah, like you could make a phone call, but you couldn't go on like any social media or anything. It would
I was on my Nintendo DS more than I was my phone.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart all
so
day,
good.
bro. So good. You can connect like with the Wi-Fi or whatever, the Bluetooth.
All right, well, hey, listen, if you're listening to the podcast, call into the mailbag. Let us know what you think about the phone usage. If you think we're idiots, let us know. I think that's a pretty reasonable conversation we just had.
Does it mention anywhere in that article who proposed this?
Yeah,
that Murphy
so
was backing, just so we can get some more information on that.
the proposal is backed by both the New Jersey State Senate and the Teachers Union, who called the Education Department to come up with a comprehensive cell phone and social media policy in all schools. Assemblyman Cody Miller is a sponsor of a similar bill. He says it's about giving administrators a foundation for cell phone rules. So there's other states involved. The quote says Indiana, Ohio, South Carolina, Louisiana. So it's becoming a national issue. The quote goes on to say, actually, the U.S. Department of Education called on every state, school, and district on Tuesday to adopt policies on cell phone use in school, said Assemblyman Miller. Yeah, it's
It seems like
radical.
throughout the whole country, everyone's struggling with this right now.
Well, the
It's
whole
not just Jersey.
world, man. I think the pendulum has swung. Like I said, we're reaching the peak, and I feel so bad for the kids caught in the crossfire.
Do you think it's too late?
Well, for
You
this
think-
generation, I think what you're going to see, if I had to put on my my cultural predictive hat, where I'm going to just guess what culture is going to look like, I think you're going to see a massive swing. There's going to be people that are destroyed by this, like there are with anything that's dopamine addictive, and then you're going to see a massive swing where people are going to. A hot topic is going to be. What's the word when you have to get something out of your system? Like if you're addicted,
Detox?
you have to like a dopamine detoxing is going to become a real thing, and you're going to see a lot of kids with no phones. They're gonna remove all dopamine, and it's already there's conversations about this with certain health leaders. Let's just say that talk about how we need to detox from dopamine. Not that's the wrong word, but you need to cut the dopamine out and fix yourself. You know.
Yeah.
See, because if you think about it, our bodies are designed to get a dopamine hit when we do something hard that's rewarding. Like, think about it. Traditionally, if you don't have a phone throughout your day, when do you get dopamine? When you eat your breakfast, you eat a really good, a good dessert.
Yeah.
When you do a hard workout, after the workout, you get that feeling of endorphin, like a hard run. You get endorphins.
First cup of coffee of
Work,
the day.
you know, like there's stuff that throughout the day gives you a hit. But if every TikTok, your brain is just spitting out dopamine and spitting it out and spitting it out, it's like
It's miserable,
At
bro.
a certain point, no wonder you're not happy, because happiness comes from dopamine, and dopamine's broken. You know, you're spitting too much out.
Bring
That's
bring back the flip phones, man. Listening to this article is like convicting me. Like I want to get a flip phone now.
Yeah.
Just use my iPhone Wi-Fi only, twice a day.
I just have
Just
to
a
delete.
post.
I deleted apps. Instagram's, I think, the only social media still on my phone. TikTok's gone.
You go back and forth though on TikTok.
Yeah, because then I need like a recipe. Here's the thing: I want to meal prep breakfast burritos. This is really stupid. Like high protein breakfast burritos. That's my next goal.
Wait, Reels doesn't have it?
I've never tried searching on Reels, but TikTok
Reels is terrible.
TikTok is so good.
That's why it's perfect.
It's so good that it's like frustrating because then I'll download it for the recipe and then I get sucked back in. But all right, let's keep moving here. This is another article on the same topic, which I think is pretty relevant. Here we go. President-elect Donald Trump has put measures into place to halt the TikTok ban.
Guys, Sunday TikTok is done unless someone steps in and saves it or buys it. And I added this story just because everyone's talking about it right now, and it's kind of terrifying. And also, TikTok is what kind of brought us to light with the Garden State.
I see both sides of TikTok.
And we use TikTok Live a lot to sell a lot of our merch, and it helps us big time. And that's why it kind of freaks me out that TikTok might be going.
I think TikTok is the greatest
There's
journalism.
good things and bad things about TikTok.
TikTok is the greatest journalism tool ever created. I genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
I think it's the most important piece of tech because there's voices that come out of nowhere on TikTok, and you get hyper localized news, which is the only reason this podcast exists.
Exactly.
But on the flip side,
they have the perfect algorithm that Instagram and YouTube Shorts, they can't figure it out.
On the flip side,
You got the volcano in New Jersey.
Jimmy, that's every social media drop it.
Here's the thing. Here's what I will say. A lot of what we see with hoaxes and bad information has always existed. Like I heard the other day that Benjamin Franklin, we all know Ben Franklin, the kite.
The kite.
He famously had fake, like pen names that he would, as a journalist, write articles, and he would go back and forth with op-eds between different fake personalities to get issues discussed and talked about, and to even spread in some situations.
Whoa, what a G!
Now I got to make sure because I'm saying something crazy right
So
now.
now you're bringing the fake news to the pod.
Well, let's confirm this. Let me make sure it was Ben Franklin. Yeah, so Benjamin Franklin would. So it was a hallmark of his writing style was in a way to express ideas, often controversial or humorous, while avoiding direct attribution. So his whole thing was he would create fake personas to spit ideas into the public sphere that people didn't know were actually coming from him. So
Interesting.
Point being, if we think there weren't always nefarious people, I mean, like there's a reason freedom of speech is a thing. It's because throughout all of history, people have said stuff that people don't like, and then they go back and forth. This is not a new topic. My concern is not that. I don't care if stupid people say stupid stuff. That doesn't bother me.
What's your concern? The information?
My concern is is this really a concern with China collecting all of our data and then also controlling the algorithm to feed us dissenting information that causes people to hate their country, hate their traditional cultural values. I mean, if you think about it, if China was really that brilliant, it makes total sense that if they're controlling the algorithm, they're going to feed out content that's going to indoctrinate our youth, for lack of a better term.
My algorithm is perfect right now, so I don't know what you guys are getting
Mine-
excited about. I love my algorithm.
Mine is great.
My algorithm is amazing,
It's perfect.
but I don't know about the kids. Are the kids all right?
I think I don't know. They could be in a bad place, especially scrolling all throughout the day of school. So,
But my issue is that I see TikTok as the least bad out of all of the social media platforms.
Really?
Yeah, because
Explain.
they censor so much more than other platforms.
So do you have any concern
that's
about?
true. If we put like a murder story,
Yeah,
it's like
like, I'll
blocked.
scroll on
I'll get
Reels.
I'll get a flag for it.
I scroll on Reels and I'll see people die pretty much every day. You go on TikTok,
That's not my
you're not
feed,
going to
but
see
that's
that.
That's not my
No, but
algorithm.
like,
I will
there was
also
a while where
say
it's like showing up for everybody.
You're right, and I will also say you see more diversity in the political speech than you see on any other platform. I
sure.
think. And besides, probably Twitter now, which is just the wild west of free speech. I think TikTok, you see so many different perspectives. And when like the Hawaiian wildfires happened, if you remember, people were on the ground reporting what was happening in their backyard. That's why TikTok's crazy.
That's like with the California ones.
You have people. You had people posting videos of. I know this is controversial because this wasn't the main cause of what happened, but there have been people getting caught lighting fires, which is crazy. People posting videos of like catching somebody lighting something on fire. What better form of journalism? That's what journalism is, isn't it? It's like getting information from all these sources that is on the flip side to Jimmy's point, there's no filter to view it through. You know, it's just like you could get really bad information. And I've fallen victim of that. I've read things and sent it to a group chat. Everyone's like, "You're a clown. That's fake." And I'm like, "Oh wow,"
Pretty funny we're mentioning this because I remember our first year doing the Garden State. I was on the ground during a snowstorm in Jersey. Remember, I went to the beach and I filmed it, like me driving and stuff, and TikTok removed it for dangerous acts.
Well, there you go.
So yeah,
Driving in the snow,
because
crazy.
they said it was dangerous me filming and driving.
Take down everything
It's
for
crazy.
anything that's dangerous.
So yeah, we need to keep TikTok, man.
What do you think about the data concern, Jimmy and Jordan? I'm curious because Jimmy has a different perspective than I do, and I just want to hear what you think.
I think anything you accuse them of, you could accuse anyone else of. So like it's the same thing with Meta. It's just that they sell it versus
That's true.
them getting it for free if they're just taking
really
it from
good point.
ByteDance. I'm like, they sell the data, so it's just a matter of just trying to have to pay for it, or are they going to get it for free? So
Yeah.
That's a really, really good point.
doesn't matter.
That's a good counter.
What's Jimmy's take though?
No, I agree with you, Jordan.
Okay.
So wait, is Trump the one with this executive order? Can he delay it, or is this full on Biden because it's still while Biden's president? Like that's what I'm confused
well,
about.
he's saying like on Monday,
Well, Trump becomes president on Monday.
Trump would
But the
issue
ban,
an executive
but
order.
the ban happens on Sunday.
So
you
go
bring
dark
it
for
back.
one day.
Yeah.
But Biden could delay it.
Even the article is very unclear on the total way it would lay out because, I mean, I think what it would come down to is it's amazing this is happening January 19th, the day before
So perfect.
a new president goes in. It also sounds like TikTok, and so here's to steelman TikTok's side because the federal government is trying to push them into selling their platform to an American-based company. Why would TikTok want to sell the best social media algorithm ever created to anybody else?
Right.
If you were Meta,
Gatekeep
right?
that.
So like if you're Meta right now, I've heard conspiracies that Meta is actually pushing for this because they cannot compete with TikTok.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
And if you think about it, can you imagine if Elon Musk, for example, buys TikTok? He's not buying the user interface. You know, anybody can make an app that looks pretty and has a plus sign at the bottom to post a video on, or has a profile window. Like anybody could build that. What you're paying for is the greatest social media algorithm,
the best
ever created.
Yeah.
Better than Facebook, better than Instagram, better than Twitter, it's better than YouTube. It's the best.
Yeah.
By far.
And I've said this from the beginning. This is why we've worked the Garden State. If you are into woodworking, Tamagotchis, and knitting, you will find the one influencer on TikTok that is into those three things.
Yeah.
It's just amazing how it works.
It's beautiful.
We've talked about how our feeds are consistently like construction equipment, like snowplows.
Yeah, right now we're in snowplow season.
It's like, I don't know how it knows. Like, I want to see, maybe because it just knows I'm a guy.
And bro, what's also freaky to me is like when I go live by myself without you guys, everyone who pops into the live used to watch me on YouTube. Everyone's like,
really
wait,
weird.
are you the guy? Why is TikTok feeding me this? Like, I know you. I haven't seen you in like, how does TikTok know these people used to watch me 10 years ago?
It's really weird.
It's crazy, bro. And it's kind of freaky, but you know, I think we're just going to ride with it because it works.
I think they know way more than we even think. Like, you think the algorithm's good. I heard someone, this is anecdotal, a friend told me they read this. They said it only takes 100 videos for TikTok to develop like a full persona.
It's probably less,
you.
dude. It's probably even
Like a full
it's probably
profile.
like 50.
100 videos, 100 swipes based on your retention, your likes,
It's
your
wild.
dislikes. They know who you
Beautiful.
are.
It's a beautiful place. So this time next week, we might not have TikTok.
We'll find out. We got to sell more merch before it goes.
That's why we need TikTok.
Go live every night.
Going live every night this week.
All right, let's keep moving here. So in Brigantine, New Jersey, a toddler was found out in the cold after a babysitter passed out drunk.
Jeez.
Can't be hiring no randos, bro.
Yeah, it says a city resident found a toddler out in the cold on Monday afternoon with temperatures in the 40s. The neighbor brought the child back to the home around 12:30 p.m. only to find the caretaker unconscious. First responders brought the caretaker to the hospital and notified the child's parent, who immediately came home from work, according to the Brigantine police. The child's gender and address were not disclosed. The caretaker, identified as Jenna Davidson, 35, of Ventnor City, consumed a significant amount of the homeowner's alcohol and went unconscious, police said. Davidson was later charged with second-degree endangerment of the welfare of a child. According to the parent, Davidson had been hired via a well-known online platform used for childcare. Police did not disclose the name of the company.
Now that's freaky.
Can I just say?
And the babysitter took the homeowner's alcohol. It wasn't even their own alcohol. They
crazy.
stole it.
Can I just say? and maybe I'm just naive. I have a 2-year-old, so I haven't.
You're allowed to say it.
I have a big family all in New Jersey. So babysitters, I call my parents, I call her parents, I call my sister, we call her sister. So it's different. But can I say, finding a babysitter on an app that's going to take care of your kid alone,
Terrifying.
freaks me out.
That is really freaky, dude.
We need to get back to, hey, I'm only letting people I know babysit my kids. And even then, it's dangerous. You hear about stories of kids going to sleepovers and getting abused by the parent. Oh, I've known Jim my whole life. And then he abuses your kid, which at this point I said to my wife, I'm like, I don't know if I believe in sleepovers anymore. I think unless it's like, Josh, like if your kid or Jimmy's kid or Jordan's kid and my kid want to have a sleepover, I get it.
You're not going to send it to like the random school friend.
Yeah, the random school friend. No way. Like at this point, you read too many stories that are freaky.
So what do you do if say these parents, they had no other family, they had no other friends, and they had to go to work and they have to leave the baby with someone? What's their solution then? Because there are a lot of families like that. Like not everyone has family like we do.
No, I mean I'm sure these parents. I don't want to assume anything. I would imagine these parents are awesome and love their kid a lot, and were very.
And they said they used a very well-known website.
Yeah, I'm sure they did their due diligence and did everything they could.
I think it might just be a fluke.
And this is a fluke. So it's sad that it happened. If I found out my daughter was out on a 40-degree day, Jenna Davidson would not be the only person going to jail.
Also, what's up with that? Like, why are you going to babysit a child but then start consuming the homeowner's alcohol?
Very strange.
Like, do you have an issue? Do you have a drinking problem? Like,
obviously.
Just wait till you're done babysitting the kid.
Yeah.
And now you're just ruining your entire life. You're going to be arrested and everyone's going to be talking about you now. That sucks. She just ruined her life.
She definitely ruined her babysitting career.
Yes. I don't think you would hire her.
No.
After all this went down.
I would definitely not hire her. And I think the app that was used is probably going to take a hit.
I wish it mentioned the app name.
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
But I want to keep going, talking about people getting fired from their job. That's about all that article. I think we squeezed every now and again with a story.
Good. I know that's all you could really say about it. What else are you going to say?
And you got to know when you've squeezed all the juice out of the lime.
As a parent, like, do you guys hear about like apps like that? Like
I've never heard of them, but I also haven't.
Yeah, you don't need to because you have so much family.
Like even beyond. I think about even beyond like my family. I know people through my church. I know like all these different directions I could go before going on an app.
Exactly.
I'd imagine you're new to an area. Like think about your community traditionally, whether it's maybe you're part of, I don't know, a local moms group, or you say you go on the Facebook page and say, hey, any teenagers in the township that babysit kids, I'd go with a 17-year-old from the high school that has good reviews before I go to an app.
100%.
Because like okay. I can meet her. Hey, come over for dinner, and we'd love to meet you, and we just want to hear about you.
Take the teenager any day.
Take an hour and meet the kid, and go. Okay, this is an awesome kid.
Yeah,
they're going to be good. They can call me if something goes wrong. But I guess it was during the day, so maybe that wasn't an option. Versus really a 35-year-old from an app. I don't know.
I mean, thank God the kid was all right and the kid's alive, and
I don't want to judge these parents because these poor people have been through a lot.
They might not have anything. It's not on the parents at all. It was probably a secure app or whatever, but like it's just this person definitely decided to freak. I don't even know why you would just start drinking throughout the day. It's weird.
Strange. All right. Hey, let's keep it going here. We're steamrolling. This next story, talking about people losing their jobs. This is amazing. An Eagles fan was fired from his job this week after being caught on camera cursing out a woman at the playoff game. You want to know the kicker here? He worked for a diversity, equity, and inclusion firm. Not very inclusive of him to curse out this lady at a football game.
He was saying some bad things to this woman. Yeah, the video is pretty ugly. And now he got banned from the stadium. He got fired from his job. It's not a good look, bro.
You can't write a story like that. I mean, like this guy's whole job is about including others and being
That's
kind.
The funniest part. That was his job.
And he's at a football game cursing out, saying horrible things to this woman, which, by the way,
I mean, like you could trash talk the other, like someone rooting for the other team. Like there's ways to trash talk, but you don't have to do it like this.
I also have to say, where this woman's husband is in the video, and if someone speaks to your wife like that, you should probably go to jail as well.
Didn't she defend him, like saying, like I didn't want my husband to step in and get into a fight or something like that? I think she didn't want any legal. I think
is wise.
Yeah, it's wise. Like she didn't want him to get arrested for like fighting or anything.
But if the way this man was speaking to this woman,
terrible.
The man should have gotten arrested.
They held their tongue, and now look, that guy's getting fired. So justice served.
Oh my! He was saying he was talking to her like Horrible.
Yeah.
An Eagles fan from New Jersey has now lost his job as a result of his obnoxious and vulgar heckling of a female Packers fan during last Sunday's playoff game at Lincoln Financial Field. One thing I'll say about the husband-wife thing, if you're a man and you bring your wife to a Philly game, Phillies, Eagles, any Philadelphia team game wearing an opposing team's jersey, I almost don't feel sorry for you. Because you're putting your wife in a spot to be.
I mean, yeah, especially at a Phillies game, it gets ugly.
Philly fans are. What do you expect? Do you think they're gonna be nice to you?
Yeah, but like,
why would you?
That guy said there's ways to like heckle someone, but like not like this.
But yes, you're right. But we're not dealing with a group of people that's going to be reasonable. Shout out to the Philly fans listening to the pod. Philadelphia fans are ruthless, dude.
Yeah,
they are ruthless.
I've been to a few Flyers games wearing a Devils jersey, bro.
Wait, in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I did like once. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
terrible
and then
idea.
I've seen them at Prudential.
Yeah, even,
and other way
even when
around,
they come here,
it's bad.
It's not good.
Philly fans are just different,
I would
bro.
never. I mean, I don't know if I would even do. I don't want to get into that. You know, like go to an Eagles game with an opposing team's jersey.
Yeah,
You're not
it's
going to
not
enjoy
fun.
the.
It's not
Do you
fun.
want to enjoy the game? Like, do you want to just sit there and enjoy the game, like, or you want to yell at people the entire game, which is
Yeah.
what's going to happen. Let alone, I would never put my wife in that spot and let her. I would be like, no, you're not wearing that. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And she would be like, why? And I'd be like, because you're going to get cursed out by a drunk guy next to you.
Even I've seen videos of people getting knocked out who are like,
Well,
not
that-
even really doing much.
That's the thing that just happened with another video that went viral from Philadelphia was Canadian hockey team Oilers. Is it? Are they?
Yeah,
from-
they're one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they were playing the Flyers and the Oilers. So a husband and wife in Oilers jerseys, where I guess the Oilers won, and they were waving like
I did see that.
obnoxiously at the Flyers fans. Like they turned around, like being kind of goofy and silly. Some guy steps down over 4 rows and knocks the guy out, just punches him in his
Jeez.
face. It's like, well,
I haven't seen that.
what do you think is going to happen? Someone comes and like, welcome to America or welcome to Philadelphia, right? Like Canadians, I don't know, do they fight at hockey games? But here, that's what happens. So the guy lost his job. It says the woman's fiance posted videos of the man repeatedly using the C word. It immediately went viral, and the fan was identified as Ryan Caldwell of East Brunswick.
Love how they call out his name.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you wear another team's colors to an Eagles game, you expect you're going to be heckled. Caldwell's behavior was way over the top. When the team executives saw the video, they immediately banned Caldwell for life. They also reached out to the woman, Ali Keller, to apologize and sent her a gift package of Packers gear.
That's pretty cool that the Eagles did that.
Yeah, I mean, so here's where it gets more interesting. It says what may make Caldwell's behavior even more egregious is that he worked for a company called BCT Partners. They are a diversity, equity, and inclusion management consulting firm
Love to
based
hear
in
it.
East Brunswick.
Love to
Their
hear
goal is to help companies ensure that all employees are treated fairly and have equal opportunities.
Listen, bro, after 5 p.m. on Friday, bro,
be
you're a
fair-
different person on the weekend.
I don't blame the company, and here's what I will say is like I don't see this. So they fired him, which is probably a PR move because they don't want to lose business. Your whole thing is about treating people fairly, and you got one of your people out in public. So I don't put it on like them because you can't control what people do, like you said, on their free time. But it's a pretty bad look.
It's terrible luck.
Very bad. Do you think he would have been fired if he worked somewhere else though?
Probably.
Like if it was just,
Yeah,
like,
I think
normal-
so. I think the video was bad.
Yeah.
It just is
You got caught red-handed, bro. You can't be doing that.
right with
There's
his
cameras everywhere.
hand in the cookie jar.
In the cookie jar, baby.
Yeah, I
love how he's an Eagles fan and now he's banned for life for that. That's great.
I used to love sports, and I've become kind of radical on the topic of sports in the opposite direction.
I mean, I love sports, but like I'm not the type of person to curse out like someone wearing another jersey. Like we're just gonna laugh together. We're gonna yell at each
I
other
just
here and
don't
there,
care.
but we're not like, yeah, it's not like my life.
All right, let's do another
Speaking of which,
story.
we have to go to Devils game, bro. When are we going?
Yeah, we gotta
Whenever
go.
you want.
I'm waiting for you.
When do
Let's
you
do that
guys want to
soon.
go?
You gotta let us know.
We'll figure that out. Bass Pro Shops is finally beginning construction in Sayreville.
Finally, it's been like 15 years longer. Just watching that
Longer.
plot of longer, right? Watching that plot of land just sit there.
This is Xandu 2.0.
Well, at least something wasn't built and was sitting there. They've been bringing in dirt like for the past 20 years
They've just
because it's
been
all
pushing
wetlands.
dirt. It's
yeah.
been like 30 years.
Yeah, 'cause
that's
they-
my whole life.
They got to keep bringing dirt into the area, and now they can finally build a foundation.
So So it's going to be part of this complex called Riverton, which is going to be a new economic development for the area. The article says construction has begun and the steel frame of the long-awaited Bass Pro Shop is now visible to every car that passes over the Driscoll Bridge.
Just life.
Last month, the Sayreville Economic Redevelopment Authority, which has been working with a developer, the developer North American Properties, announced that the lease deal has been struck between Riverton and Bass Pro, which will be the anchor of the $2.5 billion, 400-acre mixed-use development along the Raritan River.
This is crazy.
So they're putting in shops, apartments, everything in this Riverton.
It's your classic shopping mall.
You see, the problem is there's already a Riverton, New Jersey. This is what I don't like about this project.
Like it's confusing, like the town name.
Yeah. Like,
You're right, Jimmy.
yeah, Riverton's a really cool town in South Jersey.
But why did they call this Riverton? Is there like a meaning behind the name?
I don't know.
Because it's by the river? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's probably why.
It's
Yeah.
right by the, let's call it Riverton.
But there's already a cool place called Riverton,
So
New
you think
Jersey,
this
and
is
this
gonna
is just like a mockery of it.
So this is just taking the spark away from the original Riverton.
Correct.
I think they should go with Riverburg.
Riverburg is fine.
Riverburg, New Jersey.
Yeah.
But how sweet is it? We're getting a Bass Pro Shops in Central Jersey.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun that it's like 20 minutes from our house.
We don't have to go to an hour and a half to Atlantic City anymore.
We're going to go. I'm going to have so much merch.
Crazy. And also, like, they're building, I think, Quick Check also just got approved, it said. So the Quick Check and Bass Pro are the first ones being built, and then everything else is going to come slowly after. But it's kind of insane to see because I've been looking at this
so
plot of land
long.
for years.
I remember hearing about it like over 10 years ago. I'm like, oh, this is so exciting.
If you don't
it's
know what
coming.
this is that giant plot of land right over the Driscoll Bridge on the Parkway that's been just vacant, and you just see construction there for so many years. They're finally building. It's wild.
It's awesome. So we can all look forward to this, and we should do a group meetup at Bass Pro once it's open because that's a good central sport of New Jersey.
We got to go for the ribbon cutting, dude.
If you think about it, how far from Cape May do you think like the actual Cape May is Riverton? An hour and 30?
From where Bass Pro is going to be?
Yeah.
No.
The other side of the Driscoll's what exit?
123.
Okay, so that's
122.
exactly. I guess if you were,
125.
125.
That's a Cheesequake exit. Is 125.
So it's probably what, an hour and 45 minutes? You think if you're going 70 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, around that 1
Okay,
to 2 hours.
and then how far from Riverton to the northern peak of New Jersey? State line.
Probably about the same.
So that might be we should just say, hey, everybody, we're doing a flash mob at Bass Pro. Come hang out. We'll get some fishing gear.
That'd be awesome. I can't wait. I hope they make it cool inside.
Yeah, me too.
It better not be a lame one. But yeah, I'm very excited to see some life there. It's a good sign, and every Bass Pro Shops fan can be excited because there's something coming to Central Jersey.
Awesome. Hey, that's the end of my news. What did I say last week? Not the mailbag. The news satchel.
Oh, the news satchel, the mail satchel.
The news satchel's empty.
The news satchel, yes.
That's all we had. Hey, everyone, thank you all for always listening to the podcast. Every time we get a mailbag from a new voice that I've never heard before, I go, this is awesome that people actually listen to this garbage.
We do love the repeat callers. We love you guys and appreciate you. But yeah, it's nice to see new people all the time coming in and out.
It blows my mind. I mean, yeah, I appreciate it. And I will say I've had a few situations recently where someone's come up to me and mentioned the Garden State. And I love it. It's so cool that there's just random people out there
Special.
driving to their job at UPS or driving around in a FedEx truck right now. They're in the package business, all of our listeners.
Or
driving a
single one.
UPS vehicle.
Or you're like Joe in the military.
DHL.
You're Joe in the military, and he said he can't even contact his family sometimes, but he listens to the podcast and it brings him back home to Jersey.
Joe has some photos here.
That's freaking awesome. I'm
That
so happy you
are-
sent these photos, bro. They're sick.
Pretty epic. Very, very cool. So thank you, everybody, for listening. Thanks for all the support. Head over to gardenstate.com. If you want to support on another level, get yourself a little piece of merch.
Please.
These new crew necks in denim,
Fire.
they're beautiful.
Pretty flames.
Thank you, everybody. We will catch you next Friday for more news, all the information you need to hear this week. Otherwise, we appreciate you and hope you have an awesome weekend. We may not see you next week on TikTok. We'll find out.
No, I hope not.
All right. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Later.
See ya.
You're listening to the Garden State. The Dirty Jers.